What advice can you give to someone that is skeptical of being a believer?
Wow, that's kind of a wide open question. I suppose it would depend on what their area of skepticism is. But I would say in general that if someone is skeptical, identify what it is exactly that you're skeptical of. What is it that you don't believe? Do you not believe that there's a God? Well, okay, I believe there's a God. Well, then, okay, what is it then? Do you not believe that Jesus Christ is who he claimed he was? Do you not believe Jesus Christ is Lord?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's all these different religions, and Christianity you got here, but everybody else thinks they're right too. And it's like, okay, fine. Well, at least you're narrowing down what it is the person's skeptical about. So for me, if somebody says I'm skeptical, I'm going to just ask them skeptical of what? And I probably have a whole bunch of questions to ask them before I can know what to even focus on. It may be a creation evolution thing. It may be an issue of the Bible. They just can't believe that the Bible is the inspired word of God. It may be that they just refuse to believe that Jesus really rose from the dead 2,000 years ago. Whatever the issue is, I'll deal with that issue as it comes up, and that's what I would encourage you folks to do. If you get someone, I'm just skeptical, I just can't believe. Well, what are you having the hardest time believing? Just all of it. Okay, well then give me something. Oh, just everything. Okay, well, of everything that you're skeptical of, pick the one biggest thing that you're skeptical of, and let's talk about that. It's kind of going to be your job to zero them in to telling you, here's the hardest thing I have trouble believing. And then you go, okay, well then let's deal with that. And then, by the way, when you start answering those questions, the skeptic will tend to want to change the subject. So it's your job, take it from somebody who debates for a living, it's your job to get them back on track and say, that's a completely separate subject. If you are satisfied with my answers in this area, then let's move on to another area. But then, so do you therefore then accept that Jesus Christ really did rise from the dead? So do you now believe that he did rise from the dead? Well, no, I'm not saying that. Well, then why are you changing the subject and saying, well, then did all the Jews in the Holocaust go to hell? Okay, why are you changing the subject and asking me that if we're still talking about Jesus rising from the dead? So don't let them drag you off into rabbit trails because they don't like the fact that you're kind of boxing them into a corner with some of your answers.